Doing this one thing is going to dramatically help you call in more abundance, more love, more life fulfillment. So I'm definitely one to say, hey, think of a better feeling thought, do something that makes you feel good, be in that energy or that vibration of how you want to feel. However, sometimes we're almost so blocked up with all this resistance that we have built up in ourselves that we can't let any of that in. So the one thing that's going to help you receive more, and that is receive more abundance, receive more higher vibrations and feeling good and feeling worthy and like being able to bring it in much easier. The one thing that you really need to do that will shift dramatically in how you receive and how you accept is to release resistance. And when we release resistance, that is us allowing better things to come into our life, right? When the opposite of resistance is acceptance. So if we are resisting all the time, then that's not allowing us to accept. And it's detrimental because our subconscious is thinking it's there to protect us. But it's not just blocking the accepting of intrusive things into our life and bad things into our life. It's also blocking us from receiving all the great things in our life, all the things that bring us joy and happiness and just feeling good. And when you release, it's like letting floodgates open. You know, you're saying to the universe, okay, I'm open. I'm releasing whatever it is that you are resisting. And the more you release, the more abundance, the more love, the more acceptance, the more self-love, the more just joy and abundance will just flow into your life effortlessly. And you may be thinking, I don't feel like I'm a resistant person. I'm pretty accepting. I let things in. You might feel that way, especially with other people, but when it comes to yourself, resistance shows up in different forms. It can show up as control. It can show up as judgment. It can show up as things just being hard. Like, do you ever find yourself saying, this just feels so hard, or this is so hard, or why do things have to be hard? That's like a clue that you are in that resistance mode, that something is in your subconscious, you are resisting, you're just not aware of it. So asking yourself the right questions to get down to, like, what is it that I'm really resisting? What's holding me back? What's holding me in this resistance? And one of the main things that I have found is this attachment. Attachment is what really holds us in this resistance type of energy. And it's this attachment of how things should look, how things should be, your identity. And we are attaching ourselves to these different things. And I almost see it as like a cord. Like, it's when we get attached, it's like we're literally throwing a cord and we're attaching ourselves to that, and that is our identity, or that is how things should look. And we become so black and white and very narrowly focused so that we're not able, we have like our own agenda of how things should be. And so we're not allowing the abundance, whatever higher source that you believe in, to come in and to let things unravel as they should. Instead, we think we have to control. We think that we have to judge other things and other people in order to keep us safe, and in this feeling of really closing ourselves off. And that's what resistance is. Resistance is, this is my agenda, this is how I think things should be. And we don't allow room for magic and miracles to come into our life, because we are co-creators. We're not in this by ourselves. And so when you find yourself feeling that things aren't going the way that you want them to be, or that you're feeling that things are very hard, or you're feeling very controlling, those are really good clues for you to like sit back and really ask yourself the questions like, what is happening here? What am I attaching this to? Is there a story I'm attaching it to? Is there an identity I'm attaching it to? And allowing yourself to feel that, to understand that story, and almost kind of like proving it wrong and connecting again to yourself, to what you want, to the energy that you want to be in, and to your higher power. Because a lot of times when we feel resistance, we feel like we're in this alone. We feel that separation, and we put that separation there. When in actuality, if we can learn to open ourselves up, and if all you do is open yourself up to say a prayer or to ask for help and how to release this, you've now begun to open yourself up and start to release that resistance. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you need to feel, and then you let it go. You simply let it go, and this is a practice. This is the practice that you continue to do. I continue to release this. I continue to let this go. I now choose a different way of being. I now choose acceptance. I now choose to receive.